Hey, what is up, heroes? How's it going? I just really felt like spending a couple of minutes just to sit down and talk about a game I have fallen in love with. A game that recently came out, and I can easily say it's in my probably top 5 favorite games of all time. It is absolutely incredible. I did not think I was going to like it as much as I did. I thought I was going to like it, that's why I got it, but I did not think it would become one of my all-time favorite games. I should just quickly put it out there, Nintendo did send me this game for free early. However, I did buy the collector's edition myself because when I think I'm gonna like a game, I buy a collector's edition for it, and I'm so glad I bought the collector's for this so much. But Nintendo sent me the game early, and it took me a long time to complete because it is a JRPG and they can go on for quite some time. But this game was just, it was just so good. I guess you can count this kind of like a review. If you guys haven't got this game, I cannot recommend it enough. The Switch has had such a solid lineup. Like, if you don't own a Switch, like, what is wrong with you? Get a Switch. They are is one of the best consoles of all time. You got Breath of the Wild, which is fantastic. You got Mario Odyssey, which is incredibly good. You got some fun games, like you got ARMS, you got Splatoon 2. I really do like Splatoon 2. Like, at first I was like, it's just like Splatoon 1, not really liking it too much. Well, I did like Splatoon 1, but number 2 I thought there wasn't that much difference towards it. But now, I don't know, I've been playing a bit more and I actually kind of really like it. But the main game, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the greatest Switch game of all time. For me anyway, hands down. It is so good. So I'm going to talk about what I don't like about it first, because there isn't much, and then I'm just going to go on about why I love this game. So what I don't like about it, the map. The map is a bit, there's a couple of times I got lost, and trying to follow the map, it wasn't the easiest thing in the world. I mean, it could be a little bit better, but this game is getting like updates, and I don't know if they're going to improve the map. I think it's like version 1.30 is coming out, and soon is going to have extra story content, which I'm so looking forward to. So bad. But they're updating the game, and each update adds some new things, which is great. Like, one thing I was going to say I didn't like was, basically, imagine loot boxes, but you don't pay money, you get so many through the game, and you get like a character. So basically, this game is, you unlock something called blades, which are like your weapons, but they're like different characters. You can get like some standard ones that all look the same, they're kind of terrible, but you get like some very cool, unique ones. And these like kind of core crystals you unlock, you know, these special characters, which I didn't get them all through my playthrough, which is really annoying. There's some I really wanted to get, but I opened up so many. Like, again, you don't pay any money for this, which is great. I'm so glad it's not, you know, like pay to win here, because 1, I don't like that sort of stuff, but 2, I probably would have put so much money into it. I really would have. But when you like have about 100 to open, because I was grinding for some, the animation takes a while, but the new update they're bringing is they're gonna be able to skip that. Like, you're able to just cut it in half, which is just great. But anyway, didn't like the map. I thought the map could be a little bit better. There's some powerful enemies like around, like you go for a giant open field. You got some of like, see level 15, you'll see some level 16 enemies, some level 10 enemies, and then there'll be a few powerful enemies, like you see like a level 90 like T-Rex just walking around. I like that because when you come back, you can just go, you know, fight some powerful enemies. But sometimes like there's a big like ape gorilla dude who's like level 80 right by one of the first like major towns you go to when you're like level 8 or 10, and sometimes he'll just like kind of get too close to you and then start trying to fight you, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm dead. There's not much you can do. And it's like you can easily avoid them, but sometimes they just think, okay, I want to get as close to you as possible, and then they just kill you, which is that. And then as far as that's about it. That's what I don't really like about the game. The map, the loading times for the core crystal, but they're fixing that, and just some really strong enemies just got on my way quite a bit. So let's talk about what I do like. So first of all, the music. This game has an incredible soundtrack. There's a few towns where I literally just left the console running just to listen to, like, I made dinner. I sat in the town called the Praetorium. It's got some like kind of like, I guess you call it like holy music. It's just very, choiry, and it's just so relaxing and so nice. I just left it on while I cooked dinner because it was beautiful. But the battle music, great. Just there was not a bit of music in that game I did not like. It was just all amazing, and I listen to some of it still now. It's just really nice. It's so good. The cutscenes. I think the cutscenes are probably one of my favorite things in the whole entire game. Like, one thing I really do like about this game is in a lot of other games, you will get to this boss, right? You go through whatever, you get to the boss, and the boss is like, okay, now we fight, and you just fight the boss, and then after you do enough damage to the boss, you get the cutscene plays, and they're like, oh, you hurt me so much, or you're just like, oh no, I can't fight no more. Xenoblade Chronicles takes it step further. I think every game needs to be like this. So basically, sometimes you'll get to the boss, you do a little chit chat. You might even have a little cutscene of them fighting a little bit. Then you fight, and then it's like a 2-minute cutscene of them, an actual fight, and it's so well animated. It's just I can't believe. Like, when I first saw the first cutscene, like when you get the main blade. I'm going to try to not spoil anything during this as well. That's why probably the footage you'll be seeing now is just footage from the very beginning, just, very old stuff. I don't want to show late game because you'll see characters, you'll see blades, and I don't want to spoil anything like that. But the first cutscene, I thought, this is incredible, but it's the first cutscene, you got the major blade, it's probably never going to happen again. I was wrong. I was so wrong. It happens every single boss battle. You get some awesome cutscene. It was so nice. The game is beautiful. There's so many different locations where you just think this location looks really beautiful, or this location looks really cool and scary. Just so many awesome locations in the game, and oh, where else to begin? The characters. Actually, let's start with the blades. So like I mentioned before, you unlock a blade as a weapon, different characters. For the main character, I did use a lot of blades, but for the main character I mainly used your main blade because I like the main character is not a spoiler. I like Pyra. Pyra's a blade. Pyra, one of my favorite characters. So actually, to be fair, I like all the main characters in this game. There's not a single one I dislike. You like them all. They're just so good. I feel like this whole video is just gonna be saying, it's good. It's good. This game is just it's fantastic. It really is. But I just really felt like I want to talk about and just get more people playing this game, because if you don't play it, you're missing out. Honestly, by the time you get to chapter 3, if you guys can put at least, if you buy it, you put 10 hours in at least, or maybe 5 hours, you keep wanting to play it. I guarantee it. So anyway, yeah, main character Rex, his blade is Pyra. I'm not going to spoil more about Pyra, but I mainly use Pyra. I did unlock some cool blades for him, but I found myself always going back to Pyra unless I thought, okay, I can do a pretty cool combination. I got this really cool ice woman with a spear, but I mainly only used her just to power up my gauge, because she did her level 1 ability. We literally just attacked so many times the power gauge filled up pretty fast. But some of the other blades you get for characters, so awesome. You change the weapon, your weapon actually changes look, and you get axes, you get spears, you get everything. It's really awesome. Next let's talk about the main characters. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, so I will say main character Rex, lovable character. Like in Pyra, awesome. Can't spoil anything. Poppy, I won't get into details, but Poppy's like a robot, and she is adorable. Love Poppy. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, because some of the characters you don't expect to be characters. Because there's a character I really liked in the game. I was like, oh, cool, she is so awesome. But every character you get for the team, I really did like. It's just every main character I got for the game, I really did like. There was one character I got, but I never ever used, just because he was the same class as the main character, so I didn't use him. But you get your DPS, you get your tank, you get your healer. The healer I kept throughout the whole game. The DPS I kept for the whole game. The first tank, obviously, I kept because it was a tank, but the once I got the second tank, you get around chapter 4 or 5, I switched to that person because when I first saw this person, I fell in love with her. I was like, okay, she is probably one of my favorite characters in the game. I want her so bad, but I don't think she's going to join the team. And then she joined the team. I was like, oh my god, yes! Yes! This is the best thing ever! Oh man, it was really cool. So one thing I need to mention as well is people might have a few concerns about this, and that is the combat. Now, I've read like a few reviews where people said, oh, the combat's too difficult, or some people got put off because of the combat. And the combat isn't difficult. Like, I have never played another Xenoblade game before. I watched Chugga Conroy's Xenoblade Chronicles 1 playthrough, but I didn't watch all of it. Like, I watched it on and off. Like, there's a bit of background noise sometimes. Like, I wish I could kept up to date with it, but at the time of him uploading, I was like working 3 jobs, and I barely had enough time as it was. But you know, I went into this game not knowing how the combat worked, not knowing anything about, you know, previous Xenoblade games, just a little bit of details about Xenoblade Chronicles 1, and I found the combat easy. Like, the game does a really good job of explaining everything very clearly, very slowly, and there is also buttons, like literally just press the D-pad and you can just see some controls just in case you forget. I won't lie, there was some bits during combat where I was like, how does this work? But it was just trial and error. I think I didn't really get a good grasp of the combat until about chapter 3. But I mean, I still did fine throughout the game. There wasn't many times I actually struggled. There was a few bosses where I was like, okay, I need to go and grind or something, and because I got absolutely wrecked, and I think it's mainly because I couldn't play very well. But by the time I got near the end of the game, or maybe like I'd say halfway through the game, I felt confident enough in my skill of actually, you know, beating anything within, you know, level reason. If I was level 6 and I was battling 65, I thought, okay, I can probably take this if I play smart, and that was the case. You know, I was actually getting through the game a bit under-leveled. But one good thing is, this is pretty bad idea, but I love doing this. I love doing it in Final Fantasy 15. This game has that mechanic where you gain XP, so you'll grow levels and whatnot, but you also store XP, like in an inn. So once you go rest in the inn, all the XP you stored, you can then use that to grow level, like kind of like Final Fantasy 15 if you ever played that. Once you rest in the inn or a camp, all the XP you held on to, you then level up. But I don't think in Final Fantasy 15 you actually leveled up normally. The only way you could level up was at camp. But Xenoblade Chronicles you can level up normally, just grinding, you know, enemies, beating bosses, doing quests, and then go to the inn and get that extra XP. So I just played for the game and I thought, okay, I'm 2 levels under leveled, I'd go to the inn, and because of the amount of enemies I've done, quests I've done, I've racked up enough XP, I'd grow like 4 or 5 levels. So it kind of balanced itself out in the end. It was really good. Oh, that actually reminds me, the quests, all the main quests, obviously, main quests are fantastic. There's a few side quests I didn't hate, but they annoyed me. They really annoyed me. Like, one of the first side quests you'll get is basically this guy was like, go and find my son, he's gone missing. I'm like, okay, I'll find your son. I found his son, was getting attacked by these like 3 like apes. I was like, okay, I'll save your son, that'll be quest done. I save his son, and son's like, oh, thanks for saving me. Oh, I can't go back unless you find these 8 like flower things, which were kind of hard to find. I was like, okay, I did that, and I gave him the 8 flowers, and then I think I went back to the dad, and dad was like, okay, you know, you have to do something else. Oh no, yeah, hand that quest in, and to do another quest, you have to do that quest, and do that quest, you have to do another quest, and they kind of all like linked together, but it was so long and winded. I did do a lot of side quests, but it was near late game. I was like, done. I was like, I'm not doing any more side quests for the time being. It just, some of them were really cool, but some of them were just annoying. I didn't hate them, they were just annoying and long-winded, and it's like, I thought, I don't have to do these side quests, but I kind of just want to get into the main story. I don't know, so I did a few here and there. I will say, if you're playing the game, any side quest that, you know, I don't really want to spoil too much, but there's a few side quests you're gonna want to do, 100%. Once you kind of get I don't know, a couple of chapters in, maybe I'll say about chapter 4 or 5, and you remember what I'm saying now if you do actually go out and buy the game and play it, just remember, there's a side quest to do with Poppy, okay? Once you like find out what Poppy can do, just try, Google the side quest and just do it, so you get this thing for Poppy, because I almost missed it. But all in all, the game is incredible. The story was just... Oh man, the story was... There hasn't been a game in a long time that's made me, like, tear up. I think I almost, like, cried a bit because it was just so emotional. I thought it was... The story was so powerful. And it was just... It was great, it really was. There's one bit... I really want to say it because it was hilarious. It's not too much of a spoiler, so basically, one character says, "Rex, I love you," right? And Rex responds, "I love you too. I love all my friends." And you're just like, "Oh, Rex, that's savage." Oh my god. Like, this person just told you they love you, and you've just gone like, "Yeah, I love you too. I love all my friends." Just like brush it off like it was nothing. Oh man, it was great. It was great. Another thing as well. When I was talking about this on Twitch chat, I was streaming and I was saying like, I was in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, one of the greatest games I've ever played. Some people said they got put off because of the voice acting. Trust me, like at first I listened to Rex, I was like, I thought maybe it's not the right voice, but it's once you get used to the voices, you'll realize the whoever cast the voice actually did a really good job, and all the voice actors do a phenomenal job through the whole game. Like I didn't like the voices at first, I'll admit, but then they grew on me, and I thought it wasn't until about chapter 3 or 4. I said to a lot of people, if you can make it to chapter 3 or 4, you'll fall in love with this game. It was like, you know what? These voices are actually really, really good. There's one voice though, Nia. There's a girl called Nia in the game whose accent is like Welsh, and I don't do good with accents, like understanding people's accents. Like Scottish and Welsh accents, I don't understand very well. Don't know what it is. I can understand like Irish. I can understand like people from different countries who speak English. I can understand that. It's just Welsh and Scottish I have trouble with, and my girlfriend can hear it fine. I can't. She has a move called Healing Halo. And for me, I hear Healing Heal. If you guys play the game, you might hear Healing Halo. But I went to her, I was like, that's a stupid name for a move, Healing Heal. And she's like, she says Healing Halo. I'm like, no, she doesn't. She says Healing Heal. And like, I said that to her about chapter 2. I think there's 11 chapters in the game. Go to the end of the game, it's like, do you hear Healing Halo yet? I'm like, no, I hear Healing Halo. Like, I knew it was Healing Halo, because I looked at her moveset and it did say Healing Halo. But I kept hearing Healing Heal. I don't know why I could not hear that Halo. It was just the accent. But yeah, there's so much more about this game I can get into. I'm trying to not spoil anything. I might have accidentally said one or two things throughout this video. If I do, I apologise. But don't worry, I ain't going to spoil the story. I know I haven't said anything about that. It's a really, really like emotional roller coaster, cinematic, just explosive adventure. I'm trying to put the best in, like, put it into words best, but maybe I should have scripted this. I don't know. I just felt really compelled to just make a video, because I want people to play this game and experience what I'm feeling. Like a week later, I finished this game a week ago, and I still want more. I want to play this game again, but not know anything about it. That's how much I really, really liked it. And I bought the expansion, or to be fair, Nintendo again gave me the expansion pass for free. Shout out to them for being super generous. But I also would have got myself the expansion pass. I would recommend getting, because you get a little gift set, so you get like extra money, you get some core crystals, so you get a legendary core crystal in it and 10 rare ones. So you basically got a really good chance at the beginning of the game to get a rare blade, which I did get, which made the game even more interesting. But there's so much to do, and once, I think this August, they haven't said too much about the expansion pass, but one of the things it says in it is, I think the last bit you get in August is new story content. Now I don't know if that's going to be continuation of what happened at the end of the game, because it could potentially go on. I don't know. Like, I thought it ended beautifully, but if they want to add on more, then I mean, sure, I'll be okay with that. I know the expansion pass has added new quests, but they're not essential to the game, I think. They're just like kind of like side quests to do. I couldn't tell if the ones they added I did or not, because from the start of the game, I just, I was just doing whatever. I didn't pay attention to if it was, expansion quest or not. But if it is added on content at the end, I'm just thinking like Fallout 3, because Fallout 3 at the end of the game, like, spoiler alert, you pretty much die, but then the DLC, you wake up and you're like, oh, you're not dead, yay! They could do something like that. Not that you die or anything, I'm just saying, like, they could do something like that, where it's just like, oh, continuation of the game, bad guy's not actually dead, or this happens, you lost a leg, whatever. Just saying, they could do anything, but the game was just so good, and I'm really sad that there's a company called Good Smile who make like figures. Did a Pyro statue. Can't get any more. The pre-orders are sold out. I want one really bad. I know that, I think this like expo just happened today. They revealed, almost spoiled another character by talking about the the thing that company revealed. But anyway, Pyro, the statue of Pyro I really want to get, but can't get it anymore. And the other one I do want to get, but don't want to say anything about it because that would be technically a spoiler. So yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to wrap it up because I've probably been rambling on. Wow, I don't know how long, if I edit this video, how long it will be on for, but if you guys made it this far in the video, hopefully it compels you to go out and buy the game, because it is fantastic. If you own a Switch, you need this game. If you played it before, let me know in the comments down below. What did you think of it? Because I honestly think it is one of the greatest games I've ever played. Hands down. And that's what other people think. Like, I know quite a few people in my Twitch chat have said they really like it, and some people said they couldn't play it too much because of the voices, but I thought the voice actors were fine. I mean, I'm quite picky with, voice actors as well. Like, there's a lot of animes where I'm like, I could easily watch in English because, it's all out there, but I choose not to because I don't like the English voices. Like Fairy Tail, just gonna put out there. Fairy Tail is my favorite anime. I've got every single volume of the manga. I've got lots of Fairy Tail memorabilia. I've got a Natsu statue. I cannot stand it in English. I don't like the English voice actors for it. Don't think it suits them very well. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Not a big fan of it. But then, like, Blue Exorcist. I thought Blue Exorcist voice actors in English. I can watch it in English and Japanese. I thought that's amazing. I thought English was great. And Attack on Titan, can't watch in English. Can watch in Japanese. Sword Art Online, I can watch in English or Japanese. There's a few things that I'm a bit picky with my voice actors. I can't watch Dragon Ball Z in Japanese. I've got to watch it in English. I mean, Dragon Ball Super, I've seen some spoilers, which is annoying. And I've only got episodes. I got volume 1 and 2, well, part 1 and 2 of season 1. So I think that's what, 25 episodes I've got to watch still. I haven't watched Super yet because I want to wait till it's all out in English so I can binge it. So yeah, I'm a bit picky, and I quite like these voices. So yeah, I think you could actually put the Japanese voices in game if you're into that. I mean, sometimes I can do that, but for a lot of times for games, I like having English just to get, I can read it on the subtitles and then hear it as well, just to get it stuck in my brain. Because sometimes, for me anyway, things go in one ear, just comes out the other, doesn't stick in the brain. Short attention span. Woo. Anyway, I've rambled on for way too long. But if you do go out and buy Xenoblade Chronicles 2, let me know what you think. If you have played it, again, let me know what you think. It is one of the greatest games of all time. I'm just repeating myself right now. See you next time. Peace.